all over again. Really. So I was just talking about discipline mistakes that most parents make. I done this research a long time ago, and I found this piece of sheet of paper in a book that I put this old research that I've done. Is actually it's just an outline. So I made the specific and the detailed one in the CapCut AI prompter that I will make a video later. So I will just share to you the unscripted, unedited version of my research about discipline mistakes most parents make. So number one is bribing. So what does the Bible say? Actually, some uh, some part of the research has a Bible reference because I made this research, biblical research, to inculcate the as a Christian Christian values. So Colossians chapter 3 verse 20 says, "Children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord." So when we bribe our kids, what behavior will be encouraged? We encourage our kids to be selfish. So instead of bribing them, you try. Why don't you set standard and follow it through with consequences? What do we mean when we say set standards? When we set standards, like for example, uh, let our kids do the dishes, their house chores. How long it will take? Have you ever timed how long it takes to wash the dishes? If you're only 3 or 4 people in the family, it will just take 15, maximum of 30 minutes. It doesn't take so much time, but the time of, but the time of giving reasons, that talk, like it making it so hard or delaying that's the thing that takes the time. So when you set a standard, you just tell wash the dishes and no other things. Do the dishes, and after that you can do whatever you want. That's the standard. So how you wonder, you may say, oh no, I don't bribe my kids, I don't step so low to do that. Okay, so let me check in the Bible sorry, in the dictionary what's the meaning of bribe. And I cannot really can't remember the actual words, but it says that when you give something to uh, to get anything you want in a disobedience or in a shady way, that's bribing. So how do we bribe our kids? uh, you may wonder if you say like this is a bribing. I'll give you an example. You tell your kids, you study hard, get a good grades, then you don't have to do school housework or do your chores. That's bribing because you are trying to get to give things and to get something out of it. Even if you, in exchange, you are encouraging your kids to be selfish, and at the same time you let them escape their sense of the responsibility of washing the dishes. When you help your when you tell your kids to do housework or you give them some chores, you are instilling sense of responsibility. And if you let them escape for a reason, the like bribing, for the reason that they will get uh, good grades, then they can escape this. You are bribing actually. You may deny it, but well, if you it's up to you. But for me, I have done it. I try to bribe my kids to get good grades by um, buying her exchange of a gadget or in an exchange of dessert. I told her that get good grades, but I never won. She has her own mind. I finally accepted that my kids only get interested, will only study and get good grades if she likes the topic or the subject. Once she's not interested, don't expect anything more than that. She will never. She only get perfect score in chemistry because she likes it. But once the topic is changed or the subject is changed, you never get a perfect score after that. Anyway, and also in anatomy, when they start doing anatomy, and then the next year they do it, they discuss it again. She lost it because she already learned it, and she don't want to learn it again. In a way, she does. I think she doesn't like repeating what she learned. So that's bribing. So if you teach your kids to, if you use bribing to discipline your kids, you are encouraging them to be selfish. And don't feel surprised or astounded when your kids are selfish. Do you train them? We train them. That's the effect of bribing. The second, counting to three. This is another common mistakes I made also. I am guilty of this. I used to do this, but once I learned that counting to three is not very effective because it encouraged delayed obedience. And once you keep doing it, it became a habit. And when you have this kind of habit, good if it's a good habit. When it's bad, it's very difficult to shake when you form the habit. So instead of counting one to three, our children to view obedience as their best option. So there's no other option. There's no option of counting one to three. Once you tell them to obey you, they have to obey you. That's it. It may sound like authoritative, but this is discipline. They don't give option when it's good for them. And also, I believe that delayed obedience is disobedience. So number three, uh, threatening. I'm also guilty of this. We tend to say something strong to force our children to obey us, and we use consequences or punishment through words that we fail to follow through. So thus by doing this, we lost the effectiveness of the discipline and the respect our kids. So you may wonder why our kids disrespect us because we don't follow it through. We threaten them, we threaten them with the very bad consequences that we feel hard to implement it because we think it's too harsh. That's the thing is, that's why you don't threaten, because once you threaten and you don't follow it through, it's bad for the kids. Your words, they will not trust you anymore. They'll be disrespectful to you because you keep saying this thing and you didn't follow it through. I would like to thank my sister in Sweden because she really told me that once something came out from the words, especially when you threaten them, you really have to follow the consequences. Otherwise, your kids will never believe you and they will never respect you. So I think my child was 3 years old, and I always tell her and teach her that when she plays with her toys after playing, she had to put it back in the box. And then one day she was playing in the living room, and she left her toys scattered all around. So I was not happy, of course. So I told her, I told you so many times, why did you do this? When the kids sometimes, most of the times actually, they will test you. The kids will test your boundaries. That's the thing about kids. They obey you, and then one day you will be surprised they'll test you if you really follow your words. So I pick up the toys and throw in the garbage. Yeah, there's some of our toys like Barbie dolls. They're expensive. I mean, so I don't I did I feel bad, of course, because I bought these toys, but I say the words. The consequences is to be thrown in the garbage can and can never be put it back. So she was crying, and then of course I don't waste. So I don't like wasting things. So what I did is that I told our neighboring kids that I throw the toys there. If they like it, they can pick it up, and just don't show it to Grace when they pick it up, so that my daughter will not feel bad. So that's the consequence. After that, really, I'm like every time my kids play with her toys or even anything that she played, she will always put it back. That's the thing is, I until she grew up, I never have a hard time. Even garbage wrappers, candy wrappers. You never throw it anywhere. She put it in her bag and threw in the garbage can when she came home. She never throw things anywhere. That's that thing that I taught her. So once they grow up and become a habit, you will be surprised, that your kids is really doing this thing, and you will be happy because some people will show them, and you will earn a praise from other people. You don't even have to praise your kids or show off that your kids like that. People will notice and tell you, and you will be feeling happy because your kid is actually, different from other kids. Then the other number three, threaten. Okay, I have to finish threatening. I'm just reading the outline. Okay, another one is appealing to their emotions. When we appeal to our kids' emotion, I'm also guilty this. We are making them feel guilty, thinking that they owe us obedience. And as a parents, we forget, especially as Christian parents, we forget that obedience came from the heart to please God and as a parent. So we're not supposed to make them feel guilty. If we instill them obedience, that the main reason to obey is because they want to please us and God, then it will just easy for them to do that. But what's the example of appealing to their emotion, making them feel guilty? I'm also guilty of this. Like, well, this is really happens. Well, tell my kids, you don't love mommy anymore. That's why you are disobeying me, or you keep on giving excuses, telling me that you're doing something instead of as they grow, they will really you will surprise when your kid is really good when they are small, but when they become teenagers, that's the rebellious stage. They will be surprised that your obedient child will start to delay. They will obey you, but they, because they have so many things in their mind, watching YouTube, internet, playing games too, they will try to delay you. So in order to obedience, there are small children. Reasoning about reasoning with small children. These are kids, especially small children. We are not supposed to reason with them. If we are allowing them to reason, we are treating them as a peer. When they're at this age, we're not supposed to be their peer. We're supposed to be their parent. So you can treat them as their peer when they are older teenager or they are adult. They can understand the boundaries. So anyway, when you're allowing your child to reason, especially the small one, you're treating them as an adult or older teenager, and they need to understand that there's a boundaries between parents and children, and they're not supposed to cross the line. Allowing them to cross the lines is you are trying to erase the authority as a parent. So, the explanation I made is avoid trying to talk to kids into obedience. Reasoning erases the line of authority. Asking the child if he would like to do something places him or her or as a peer level with parent. Thus, doing this, you encourage arguing rather than obeying, and at the end, you are getting frustrated. So when children, when you allow them to reason, they will give you some especially unreasonable or even nonsense reason just to argue with you. And at the end, when you get tired arguing and get irritated, you will get angry and even scold them or even get frustrated. When you get frustrated, you do something crazy, or something bad come out from your mouth that you cannot retrieve. Anyway, so in order to avoid this, don't treat them as don't treat your small children as they are your friends or peer. They are small kids. They don't understand. They need to know that you are the authority and they need to respect you as their parents. So if you don't want to end in frustration, angry, don't reason with your kids, especially the small one. Um, Also, another one, common mistakes, is repeating on going back on instruction. First Corinthians says, the chapter 14 verse 8 says, for if, this is a Christian verse from the Bible, for if the trumpet makes an uncertain sound, who will prepare for battle? It is important that when we make a command, we need to make it clear so that they can follow it through. Another verses, Matthew 5 chapter 37 says, we should not try to say yes or no to something until we are sure that is our definitive answer. So, or definite answer. So, when we give instruction to our kids, we need to be clear what we want to do. And if our kids asking us something, we need to be clear when before we say yes or no. Sometimes if we are unclear, there will be disagreement, and later on you will be angry. They will give some unreasonable reason before they obey you, or they delay the obedience because they give nonsense reasons. That's irritating you as a parent. Another verse is from Proverbs chapter 15 verse 28. The heart of a righteous weighs its answer. So when our kids trying to talk to us, by making us say yes or no before they obey us, you need to correct that. You just tell them, I'm your parent. Uh, this is my definite answer because I think it true, and the consequences of not obeying me, uh, I have to remove your internet, or any consequences that you think it true, that you agreed upon or you implemented as a parent. So uh, I think most of us, I am guilty of all of this. It's good that I learned it earlier. So my daughter is teenager, and I never beat her. Never, really. I pinch her maybe once, twice, but I never believe in physical punishment. It only inflicted pain when I really want to stress something into her. But otherwise, I prefer to remove her dessert or no internet, something that that makes her happy, and I remove it for days or hours just to make her understand that there's a consequences for not obeying me, or disobeying, delaying my the obedience. So that's what I did. But the other day, I told her to get the uniform, and and when she's home, maybe she was, I don't know, I think she lied to me, but she never say sorry to me. That's why I get angry. She said that she went there, and then of course, I have to make sure that she really went there. So I asked her, "What did you do when you were in the shop?" And she said, I understand in their language that the uniform is not ready yet. I told her that was last Friday. You didn't pick it up. You forget. So now that you have free time. So why didn't you pick it up? So she, I told her, did you give your name? She said no. Did you ask them if your uniform is ready and your name is Gracie? And they said no. I said, well, you didn't say your name and didn't ask them. How come you will say that the uniform is not ready? And the answer she gave me is because they told in their dialect. I understand that the uniform is not ready. How I asked her, how you will know that it's not ready when they even ask your name? I told her because she has this. She put in her mind that there's a language barrier. She speak her first language is English because we're planning to go back to the US, but later I changed my mind because it's not worth it. I have to work, and at the end I don't even save anything. We just have to pay to the nanny or to the nursery. So it's like you're earning, and you have to leave your child to the other people to take care. And then later on, it just all your salary just go to the nanny. So it's really impractical. So that's why I didn't go back. That's the main reason. Anyway, let's go back to the language bar. In her mind, I don't know how this kind of thing formed that she's having hard time talking to people because she's speaking English. She only speak to people who speak English. And she will always tell me that she meet other kids in school and they speak in English. She's having good time talking to them. So that's what that's so I don't know how this language barrier thing coming to her brain in a way. So I told her I already get the note that says that your uniform is being processed. So if the teacher is asking, you can show this note. I said, what happened to you? You're used to be so resourceful. Why, if you don't want to talk to them, why don't you just show the letter? Then they will understand that your new uniform is supposed to be ready last Friday, but you forget to pick on Friday, so we'll pick up today. I told her. So why would you just be resourceful if you don't want to talk to them? Just this letter. Anyway, so I was so angry because I think she lied to me, but she I don't know why is so stubborn sometimes. I have to teach her to say sorry and accept that made a mistake. You just say sorry to me. Next time, so I beat her up. I spanked her once. I feel bad also, but I really have to stress to her that I don't appreciate that kind of a behavior. So I was angry because I feel that I never teach her to be shy, or I never actually teach her that language is a barrier talking to people. So I gave her, I talked to her, I told her, look at this foreigner from other country. They don't speak our language, but why they are still going remote areas, seeing people, meeting people, seeing the beautiful countryside, and still they survive. Because they don't put in their brain that language is a barrier. I told her, why did you learn these things? Really, I told her. So that's an example. You just say what you want to say, whether they understand or not. There's always people that they can ask to interpret for them. So why would you think you don't think that language is a barrier? That is not a communication thing. You just went there to the shop and asked some little question. They were not going to communicate so much to them. So I told her, don't think that its language is a barrier. This is not a communication thing. This is just that you want your uniform. So if you don't want to talk, use the paper, excuse letter for your teacher. It's been with you. So why wouldn't you do that? You need to be resourceful. So anyway, that's what happened. So I realized that I really have to teach her first to say sorry, so that to stop me from getting angry for whatever reason. To say sorry if she lied to me, she has to say sorry. I have to put in her brains to because she forget, and I also forget. It's very long that I scolded her. Right? She's almost like so many maybe more than a year. Never get angry with her that much. I mean, I say I a little anger like, or and actually never get angry for how many years now. That's good. My daughter is. I may just repeat things or explain it to her, but I never get angry for so many years. So because she's good, but this time I feel that she lied to me. I don't know the reason. Maybe it's her stubbornness sometimes, you know. And she's teenager, so rebellion, I think. Another thing is you get. So I allowed her. I sometimes I told her from now on you assert yourself. You don't ask me for anything. I only stop you if I told her I only stop you if it's a dangerous thing. Otherwise, you decide for yourself. I want you to be assertive. I don't want you to obey me blindly. She's so obedient sometimes. Uh, I don't want you to feel that the obedience is to follow me blindly. You need to think for yourself. Like from now on, you decide what is good for yourself. As long as they're not dangerous, I'm not going to stop you or tell you what to do. So that was what happened first time in her life that I spanked her. I was really so angry. because I was surprised that what happened to her, that she was not resourceful using. I mean, there's so many ways to, anyway. I told her there's so many ways to tell to get your uniform. Yeah, but you're not resourceful enough. So I told her you need to use your brain, be resourceful. Why do you think I asked for the letter? Uh, First, for your teacher to know that your uniform is being present, and second is that you have a proof that we paid them already, in that they have to deliver the uniform, or you have to up the uniform on Friday. They have to finish it. So anyway, that's the reason spunk her. I'm not really happy spanking her, but I have to straight it out. Otherwise, she will just my words, or removing the shirt, it will not work anymore. I mean, this time she has to really understand. I know it's not good to inflict pain, but only when I want to stress something, I pinch her, or this time I spank her. And I know it's not good, but I just want to stress to her that she really has to be resourceful and assertive. Anyway, and I asked her in the nighttime if she's. Another thing. I asked her if she lied to me, and you know what is her answer? She told me while she's crying because I spanked her. I explained why I spanked her, because the way she behaves, and I feel that she lied to me. So I asked her, "Did you lie to me?" And you know what the answer? Let me process my emotion first. I was like, ah, like I want to laugh, in front of her, but I didn't laugh. I just laugh in my mind. But every time I think about the answer, that let me process my emotion first. I was like, I was thinking the answer, it's so mature actually, and at the same time, it gives me an idea that she knows how to process her emotion. I mean, it's really so matured. I was happy at the same time. I find it funny because it's not the answer that I want, but I get a very sophisticated answer. So uh, every time I think about it, yeah, it makes me laugh. And I asked also her after some time, before we go to sleep, I asked her if she's still angry with me, and she said, "No, I'm not angry anymore." So I said, "Do you understand that why I did that?" And she said, "Yeah, I get it." And the following day, she get the uniform. I didn't ask how she did it, but I saw that she get it, so I'm happy. So, I researched this effective parenting in a biblical way. So this is what I get. One, biblical obedience is complete, immediate, and full of joy. So if we are really effective in our discipline, uh, especially using the biblical obedience, you may not agree with me, so just comment down below. Biblical obedience is really complete, immediate, and full of joy. It means everything is there. It's instant. It's really available. And at the end product is if you really instill obedience to your kids, because there's no other reason. You don't have to threaten bribing or other thing. It's just because the obedience is the only option, because it pleases you as a parent, and most of all, it pleases God. So another reason of the effective parenting is expect nothing less than biblical obedience. Don't be wishy-washy. Establish family identity with Christ. So, as a Christian, we need to be consistent. We don't change what we say now, and then the next day it's different. It has to be consistent. And number three, if we want to be effective parenting as a Christian, we need to be faithfully administer the consequences. When child disobey, there is no exception. There you need to give the consequences of being disobedient. Hebrew chapter 12, verse 11 says, no discipline seems pleasant in the time, but painful. But later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. This is really a good verse. I love it, this verse, because it really explains everything. When we start disciplining our child, it can really be pleasant. It's not really pleasant. It's very unpleasant for kids and for you as well. And sometimes it can be painful. But later on, the fruit or the harvest we get is the joy of being uh, uh, training our child to be a good person, obedient person. And when there is respect, because when their child is obedient, they respect us. So when there is respect, obedience in the house, then there will be no chaos. The house will be peaceful because our kids are good. We don't have to worry about them. We don't have to get angry or get frustrated. So, in conclusion, by avoiding practices that is ineffective parenting, and having God, to design for discipline, we avoid the feeling of frustration and disobedience from our kids. Thus, we're raising a well balanced, obedient, respectful kids. And I believe that obedience to parents leads to obedience to God. So hopefully, when we discipline our kids, we get a better result if we do it consistently. We are growing kids that are. I mean, that the end product is really good. We 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 grow an obedient child, a respectful child, a self-disciplined child with good self-esteem, who will grow to be strong. I mean, isn't it that worth the sacrifice of disciplining our child consistently? So, hopefully, you will learn something from my research. I actually did this, I actually practice most of this. And as you can see, imagine, I, my kids, almost more than a year, I never really scold her or even punish her. Or, yeah, really, the effect is really good. I don't have any headache about my child. She really obeys quickly, and rarely she. I hate smart. It got disconnected again. Was talking about I hope I don't know where it did get disconnected. But earlier I was talking that because of this research that I have done, my child is really good. I don't really have headache. Yeah, the only thing that is that, of course, sometimes she's so stubborn, especially about. I'm trying to encourage her to study, get grades, but uh, I know my kid. She only do good when she loves the topic or she likes the topic, like the chemistry subject she had before. She get perfect score. I was amazed, really. Then that's the time I realized that my kid, if she really put her mind and if she really liked something that she find interesting, she will get better grades. But if it's boring and she's not interested, you cannot force her to study. It's difficult for her. So I people think, my friends think that I don't push her or motivate her now. The thing is that I know her. So whatever motivation you do or pushing her, if she's so stubborn, if it doesn't interest her, it will just goes to nothing. It's not. It will not really. It's just. She will just temporarily do it just to please you. At the end, she will not do it. Uh, she will not go through it. So it's useless. So you will just get frustrated. So when it's not dangerous, I try not to interfere with her life. Unless it's really, the end product will be very bad. So I let her be. I prepared a good child than the one that achieved so much but disrespectful and rude to me. I cannot accept that. I better to have a good child than a one that is so highly intelligent, achiever, and disrespect me and being rude to me. I prefer the good behavior. So I want to talk more. I got where's my magic notebook? I wrote down some topics that I want to talk because later on as I get old, well, I get older. It will be nice for me to watch and listen to my words that is unscripted and instantaneous. I like that. It's make me proud of myself, of course. That I can talk this kind of topic without really reading into something. So let me just read. Let me check. I wrote down so many topics, but I just want to pick out something that is, uh, that really interests me. Okay. So, oh yeah, I want to talk about I know some subscriber out there. I'm sorry if I not daily uploading videos. I might be uploading once or twice a week. Because I'm still in the grieving stage. This grieving stage where you at the end product is acceptance, and I'm still in grieving process. I I am waiting to go to the last stage where I have to accept that my phone crashed and I lost so many topics that I research. It's really hard on me. So my way of coping is I'm watching this. I want to discuss this historical. I'm watching historical Chinese or foreign language TV series or movie. So the reason that I get addicted to it is that, you watch it. Just imagine you watch it, you read it, and at the same time try to synchronize what you read to what they talk, and you learn some foreign language. I'm reconnect. Hey, it's smart. I'm keep on reconnecting. I watch it because it stimulates my my eyesight, my brain, and most of all, I'm reading. I'm reading so much. So it's the stimulation is it has more stimulation in my brain that I get hooked on it. So that's why at the moment I'm just watching these things, these foreign movies or TV series. Yeah, I I know I have to daily go back to my daily uploading but I'm still in the grieving process of my lost research. And then again, I forget that I should not write it in a program that I up and downloaded. I'm supposed to put it in the program where it's installed in my phone, like Notepad. But I hope it will not get lost. Anyway, otherwise I have to do it again. I already did some research, and later on I will make a video, go back to making a video instead of doing unscripted live. When you do unscripted live, it's really fun to just talk and keep talking, and a topic that goes in your brain, or you have an outline and then expounded it and give your own ideas. That's also good to do that. But the thing is that it's not structured. It's not systematic. So there are some gaps in talking because you have to think of what you're going to say, and some people find it boring or uninteresting if people just posing and thinking, and sometimes they feel ridiculous that think that sometimes they think that you're ridiculous, that you're just talking nonsense without even script. So maybe they think you're just babbling nonsense. Anyway, later on I'll go back to doing scripted videos. And But at the moment I just want to talk what's in my mind. Mm, and hopefully people learn from what I'm talking about. So so that's what I'm doing, watching these things. And then I realized that this historical some foreign countries, they really put effort into inculcating to love your countries, to have these virtues, especially the Chinese, the TV series or movies or the dramas or comedy. Even if it's just comedy, but you still learn that they inculcate the nationalism, this Confucian beliefs, so many things are there that, especially their culture, they're trying to brainwash their people, their young people, even the teenager, that you should be loyal, love your country about anything else. That's really a good tool to inculcate loving your country. And there's another thing is that I also found it that it's also a way of, although the history is not accurate because it's not realistic. I mean, the storyline is not real. It's just the era. Sometimes the era also is not well researched. But I found that as Asian, we are not straightforward when we want to say, especially if we want to take on topics that are not pleasant or not good, or it's so direct that some people may find it rude or hurtful. But that's the reality. Sometimes us as Asian, we don't want to tackle reality in a direct way, and that's I found it in as we watch these Asian TV series or movies like that. Sometimes I get irritated because you have to dig into their words. But now I learn to be patient and start to enjoy. And also they inculcate poetry in their historical series. It's really interesting. I like poetry also. When I was young, I loved writing poems. So it's really the culture, the tradition is all there. It's really promote nationalism to their young people. But me, I was brought up in a direct talking. Maybe because we don't talk. I'm not very diplomatic in my words before. When I was younger, I really maybe I'm rude, and sometimes people think I'm a bully. But that's the way I was brought up to. We never make our words flowery, make it pleasant. It's so direct that if you're not used to it, you get hurt. As I grow older, I try to make my words more neutral. uh, I don't as much as possible I try it to if I can find another more neutral words, I will not use the direct one that it can be hurtful. But sometimes when we are our emotion is disturbed, like very angry, my words are really direct, and it's in but then this it's difficult to with the strong words. Sometimes it's difficult to make them neutral, especially if there's no neutral words to use them, unless you make it flowery. So, but as I grow older, I try to learn to be more diplomatic in my words, and and I try not to really so straightforward that it can hurt and people find it I'm rude. So I rather not talk much. Or so people, my daughters always told me, "You are a pin cushion. Your friends talk more than you do." And also, when you talk, you don't talk negative. You, while your friends, they spurt out all the negative things in their life, and you're the one, you are the pin cushion. You receive them. She told me. I was listening, and she told me, "You are like that. You are a pin cushion to them. Them, they will tell all the negative things, even gossip about the bad behavior of their kids. But you never do that." I told her, you know me. I rather speak happy things because it makes me happy as well. But for them, it's them. It's not me. So my daughter told me that I'm a pin cushion, and she said, now that you are not with the people who makes you a pin cushion, how does it feel? I said, I feel like I'm okay. She see, because you absorb so many negatives from them, and it affects you as well. You think it doesn't affect you, but these are negative things. It will affect you later, sooner or later. She told me, and that's how matured my kid is. I never realized that I'm a pin cushion. She only the one who told me that, and it's like a wake up call. She said, she didn't mean it in a negative way. It's just that she wants to tell me that's that I absorb the negative things from them, and then they get angry at you for forming your own opinion, and in return you're trying to also to express your feelings because you've been absorbing all these negative things, and then they take it as you are trying to harm them. My daughter told me. So anyway, uh, it's all in the past. So I I I also lost 10 subscriber. When you're a YouTuber and you don't have so much subscriber and you lose 10, you're not happy. Mm. Of course, hopefully my subscribers stay with me. I may not be uploading daily now, but I will try to upload once or twice a week. If I cannot upload made videos, I will try to go live and talk. Hopefully you guys excuse me for my live that is unscripted. I just want to say anything in my brain without a script because well, I want to see how interesting or boring I can be when I talk, and then of course when you talk instantaneously, sometimes you can have some gaps in between of your thoughts and uh, ideas that come out from you. You have to sometimes process in your brain. So hopefully you don't take it as negative. So I want to talk about making your own bread. I love bread so much, especially the fresh one. If it's not freshly baked, I don't crave for it, or I don't eat. I'm on keto diet, so the one of the weakness is eating carbs, and I can refrain from eating candies, chocolates, cakes, ice cream, but I cannot has having hard time when I bake, and then there's a freshly baked smell of a bread, and then there's a butter in my fridge. I cannot resist putting butter in the bread. I love freshly baked bread, but when it's older, nah, you cannot tempt me with an old bread. Only fresh baked that can tempt me. So I bake my own bread. It's so easy. The ingredients are just bread flour, salt, warm water, yeast, and that's it. I don't even don't even mix sugar with the yeast. I just make it directly to the flour, and then put warm water and salt, and then massage the dough. So that's the ingredient. Also, I sometimes I put oil or butter to make it more delicious. But I prepare when the bread is cooked, baked, and then I put the butter after that. You can really taste the creamy butter. It's so tasty. So it's easy to cook your own bread, and at the same time, you know the ingredients. It's natural. It's and doesn't have preservative. If you want your bread to last for 3 days or more, you can add apple cider vinegar. Or I sometimes if I run out of apple cider vinegar, I will use just cane vinegar. Uh, that is cheap because apple cider is a little bit expensive. So if I run out, I just use the cane vinegar or the white vinegar. It works too. But usually our bread just lasts for maximum 2 days or sometimes 1.5 days. It doesn't last long. So it's easy to cook bread, really, and it tastes good when it's freshly baked. So I think I have to end my live stream. I want to stream for 1 hour. So I have few minutes left. So hopefully smart will not disconnect again. So I want also to talk about my keto diet. So the reason I start drinking tea with the ginger, I call it ginger tea. It's because I get when I eat carbs after the keto diet, I get muscle and joint pain uh, because carbs I really do it. I really experience with it every time I am keto diet and then I eat carbs. I I suffer from this. So I realized that real carbohydrates is really can really cause inflammation. I researched that in myself. I mean, I I I put study in myself. I experiment. I tried it so many times, and every time I be on keto diet for 1 to 2 weeks or a month, and then I eat freshly baked bread, I get joint pain and muscle pain. So I concluded that really carbs can really cause inflammation because this joint pain is inflammation of the joint and uh, rheumatism or arthritis and the muscle pain is really caused from eating carbs. So I drink ginger tea because the ginger is anti-inflammatory. Sometimes it makes it like my water just to save me from getting muscle and joint pain. Also, I worked with a colleague before. I was wondering why they, this tea bag. They tear the bag and put the tea in the cup and put hot water and drink from it. They never use the tea bag by itself. So well, I was wondering why I never asked a question because I just observing it and I never thought it's really important. But then I read an article that the paste that they use to for the bag to stick them together is actually it's not healthy. It has a chemical that can sometimes bad for the health. So I also did the same thing when I make my own tea. I just stir the tea bag and then strain the tea. Or sometimes let it settle down and put it in another glass if I cannot find the strainer. So and I want a quick instant tea to drink because we have to strain it. So I don't have time to strain it. I just let it settle down and drink from it. So I think that's the main reason why my colleague doesn't use that tea bag that is paste. But if it's stapled, then I use the tea bag. But if it's not stapled, I tear it from the tea bag when I drink my tea. Another thing about the tea is that this you can try this at home. It's very simple. The ginger and the green or the black tea or the yellow tea, you boil them together. Uh, you boil it for maybe 5 to 10 minutes until the tea. Then you put fresh milk or cream in it, and then you put rose sugar or this red sugar or brown sugar. It's so tasty. And then to make it hot bubbly tea, you have 2 glasses. Transfer it maybe from one glass to another, from 1 cup to another cup for about 50 times. Then you will get a bubbly, hot, creamy, tasty tea. Oh, I love it so much. Every time. And then the fruity taste. and the ginger, the spiciness of the ginger, and the creamy taste of cream and or milk, fresh milk that is, full cream. Oof, it's so like, I don't know. It's so wonderful in in my palate and my taste, but I love it so much. So I hope you try it. It's really good. So I have to end my live stream now. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, or get that bell to get notification of my live stream or my uploaded videos. I would like to thank my community. They really helped me a lot. Thank you, Dong IB community. Also thanks to Sicilian, and I'd like also to thank my daughter who keep on my number one critic. Uh, so uh, have a nice day, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.